Hello, my GPAT TV 23 listeners. Thank you for tuning in with Lady G. Yep, that's me. Welcome to Living Your Best Life. We've been on TV 23 before, and now we are coming back to bring you more of Living Your Best Life. As in the past, we've talked about topics that we believe will be of interest to you and help you live your best life. With all that's going on all around us, some of us have forgotten why we are still here. Today, we're going to talk about ways to re-examine our purpose in life and perhaps discover new ways to make life meaningful. You ever feel like you've lost your sense of purpose or reason to get up every morning? Well, that's normal and a common experience. The question is, will you do anything about it? Your response to this question could affect your health. Let's first talk about the importance of purpose. Having a sense of purpose is very beneficial to our health. It can help sharpen our memory and our thinking skills, as well as help us control our mood and reduce risk of some chronic illnesses, some diseases, disabilities, and longevity. Having purpose also tends to help us cope better with stress. And here lately, there's been a lot of stressors around. Now, finding purpose can simply be from things such as a hobby or more complex things such as contributing your service to your community in some form or fashion. Now, although there is no one formula, there are several ways to cultivate it. Today, we're going to suggest several ways to help get you started, so feel free to take notes. First of all, we want to talk about zeroing in on your strengths. Talk with family, friends, and your partner about what comes to mind when they think of you. Do they find you entertaining, compassionate, artistic? Use that feedback to think about how you can apply these attributes in a way that will give meaning to your life as well as others. We can also think about the obstacles you have overcome in your life. Perhaps you can find ways to help others who are going through the same or similar situations. Draw up a purpose timeline. As you know, your purpose changes as you age. Yes, that is correct. Think about points in your life with particular focus on periods of evolution or transitions. What lessons did you learn that perhaps you can share with others and apply it to your current situations? Now, we also can look for role models. Are there people whose work you admire? Can you learn how to do something similar, even if it means getting more training or more schooling? Try that. Become a mentor and share your knowledge and skills. A mentoring relationship is a caring one that enables us to give and receive love. Often in life, we are missing out on reciprocal, caring relationships. Another thing we like to do is take time to think about what the world needs. Yes, so much is going on in the world today, and the needs are many. Now, we know we cannot solve them all, but try to identify a cause that's meaningful to you and think about how you could help look for needs in your community that perhaps aren't being met. Call a local group that interests you and perhaps ask about volunteering opportunities. You also want to search for ways to be generous and connect with others, or just find ways to support others. We can do this. We can help by becoming more vital, and perhaps this will help us survive longer. Another way we can find purpose is write your own story. We all have a story. So your own lived experience is also worthwhile. Recall your best story from your childhood. Write them down with all the details and decide and include answers to important questions about yourself. And these stories would be great to share with your kids and your grandkids. You also want to think of what you want to be remembered for. And a lot of us have a lot of things we like to be remembered for, but just think of several things, a couple of things that you would like to be remembered for. Can any of that help you form your purpose now? If you haven't yet achieved something you're especially proud of, remember that it's never, never too late. We have people doing that every day. I see on TV sometime the elderly up in the 70s and 80s are going back for schooling and furthering their education, so it's never too late. You might also want to picture yourself doing whatever you want to do without financial concerns standing in your way. For example, would you travel the world or do volunteer work? Come up with some way to do some of these things without a financial windfall. See if you can sign up with a volunteer organization such as the Peace Corps. And I don't believe they have an age limitation. So if you would like to go to Asia, if that's one of your places you like to visit, well then look for ways to get around it being a financial windfall for you and do volunteer work to get there, or look up a professional organization that will sponsor you. Now, these are just a few ways to help you find your purpose in life, but we don't want you to feel pressured. Do explore some of these possibilities and get moving. You may find some of them rich, rewarding, and even surprising. Just give it a try. Now, it is important that we take care of ourselves during these stressful times and continue to find purpose in life. Sometimes we might need to take a step back and start gradually by spending time with self. Doing this, you can experience and do things such as deep breathing. Now, deep breathing, there is a routine we call 4, 7, 8. You can inhale for 4 breaths, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. We call it the 4, 7, 8. So try that sometime. You may want to do some muscle relaxation. These days and time, I don't know about you, but a lot of times I find myself a little bit tensed. So I do what we call muscle relaxation. That helps me to get all the tension, get rid of most of the tension in my body. And I do that one body part at a time. You can start with your toes, or you can start with your face and do what we call the tiger face or the lion face. And we just open our eyes as wide as we like. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, just have a good time with it, and just have those muscles to relax and just yell out, ah, like that, huh? Okay. You also want to try mindfulness. Mindfulness meditation is great as well. Mindfulness meditation means you simply just think about the present where you're at. think about one particular subject or several items. For instance, you may want to think about just laying back, relaxing on a cloud. That's mindful meditation. Or you may want to focus on outside beauty, God's creation. That would be considered mindful meditation. You also want guided imagery. Guided imagery will help you to relax and keep your mind focused when you are out and about, and not just let your mind roam or run wild. Bring it in on something specific that makes you happy. And of course, we always talk about physical exercise. Physical exercise is always important. Don't leave home without it. Either do it at home or get outside and do some walking, or if you're like me, perhaps you join a gym. But do practice physical exercise. It is very important. And then another thing, journaling. If you haven't tried journaling, which is just simply notating some experiences you've had throughout the day, and you may want to do it on a daily basis. You may want to do it on a weekly basis. I find that it helps me to do it on a daily basis. Writing down things that I'm grateful for that day. Writing down things perhaps that kind of startled me for a while. Or writing down things that you perhaps want to put more thought into. So do practice journaling. I find that's very helpful and will help you get release on some of the things that may be worrying you. It will help you with the stressors in life. And we may need to try some of these steps first before doing some of the steps I talked about to try to find your purpose in life. So do these steps first if you need to, what we call the de-stressing our body, so that we can be better prepared to focus on our purpose in life. All right? So with that in mind, I believe my time is up. So just remember, this show is designed with you in mind. And again, thanks for tuning in to Living Your Best Life on GPAT TV 23 with your host, Lady G. Yep, that's me. And I will be coming back bringing you more topics of interest. For instance, my next time I should be talking about how to further your education. Well, sometimes we like to do that, but we may be in a financial bind and not able to. Well, I'm going to have some guests on that's going to talk to you about perhaps ways that you can apply for scholarships that they have to offer through a network group that they're sponsored for. So, without much ado, until next time, find your purpose so you can continue living your best life. Thank you.